Okay, Shalom Akim. Kahala Imna Yahab Hashim Yahshua Bashir Kodash. And double honest agreements on apostles. Thought the Yahshua for the strength in order to make this video. And Yahweh they also edified. And of course that you understand this video too. When we say Kahala Imla, we're using the ancient Hebrew language, which means Kala means all, Halalim means praises. Halal is praise in singular form. Halalim is praises in the plural form, of course. And Allah means two. So when we say Ka Halalim La, we're saying all praises to. When we say Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, we're saying the Most High's name Yahweh, which means he exists. And that's his ancient Hebrew name. That's the true name. And Yahushai, meaning he delivers. Because of course he was the mediator between Israel and the Most High Yahweh, man. That's why he made the ultimate sacrifice on the cross. You know, he made his body a living sacrifice. But just to get to the point, the brief introduction there, where we say Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, we're saying Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. So Yahweh through Yahushua, because it's through Yahushua, that's how we get to Yahweh. And when we say B'Hashem Ruach HaKodesh, we're talking about the Holy Spirit. Ba means in, Ha means the, Shah means name. So in the name, meaning through, and then Ruach HaKodesh, which means the Spirit Holy, quite literally. We're talking about the Holy Spirit. So, that's a brief introduction there. But as I named the video, which is really a quote from, what's this thing? I think it was either Avengers Infinity War or Avengers Endgame. Because in the movie, just a brief context to the movie where this quote came from. As you can see here, it says, dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And if you search up this quote on YouTube, you'll see a clip of Thanos actually saying it. Of course, I would have gotten it, but copyright and whatnot. So that's really the point there. But the reason why I'm making the video really based upon it, because one can liken it onto the will of Yahweh, man. It can be pertained to the heathens. They have their lot to pay for. Esau, of course, being the major heathen, he will have to suffer the consequences of his actions. And not just Esau himself, but also 2/3 Jake, man. The ones of whom are the wicked of our people. The ones who are transgressed and are disobedient unto Yahweh. They'll be in this position where they can't escape from the will of the Most High, man, as the scriptures say. In fact, I'll begin with that right now. Actually, before I begin with that, I said I was going to explain the context. Because really, the incentive of Thanos was to actually bring balance to the universe, man. Because his thing was basically wiping out half the population of the Earth, of the universe. I can't recall correctly. I'll probably have to rewatch it again. But, the point was that he wanted to bring balance to the universe, man. Either the universe or the Earth. I think I'll say it's the universe, just to simplify it. Because the main concern is really the quote that he said. And part of that bringing the balance was really wiping out half the population, man. Either of, I think it was half the population of Earth, because that's what I remember. Half the population of Earth, man. The same way, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua will bring balance, which really balance can be likened onto the rightful and righteous order of Yahweh, which is ultimately his will. By simply eliminating the 2/3, and not just 2/3, in this lifetime, but also the major virus, upon this earth, man, metaphorically referring to Esau Edom. So this will then set things in the natural balance, man. After all those years of wickedness, there'll be an eternity of righteousness, man. So, which will then come with sacrifices. Alright, so let's get a precept here. So I was gonna get something. Start off with this, man, because no one can escape the will of Yahweh. No one. Everyone is subject to performing the will of Yahweh, whether they like it or not. They may think that they have free will, but that's just a perception. It's a illusion, thinking that you can control your own thoughts. No, you can't. Because if you could, you basically how could I even explain this? But basically filter your thoughts before they even enter your head. But the thing is, if a negative thought does come into a person's head, yeah, it happens. Then you may stop yourself, depending on if the Most High gives you the ability to do so. As a man thinketh, so is he. But anyways, let me actually read this, man. Because the point is, we ain't got control over, or at least complete utter control over our actions. What we perceive as control over ourselves is really just the Most High's will playing out at the end of the day, and that's just an illusion. Imagine that. You gotta feel that type of power, man. Anyways, Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? And even speaking on the topic of balance, I'll read the previous verse. Diverse weights, which means different weights, are an abomination unto Yahweh, and a false balance is not good. And that was the same mentality that Thanos had here, man. But he knew a false balance was not good, man. The way things were going in the universe. Obviously, there was a deeper reason. They had the channels that actually analyze this stuff as well, man. And yeah, I do believe there was a deeper reason for Thanos to bring balance, man, to this world. He had his own backstory. But yeah, as the quote said, dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And really, that destiny, especially in these days that we're coming into, is going to be judgment. So you can even replace the word destiny for judgment, man. The judgment of Yahweh Shem Yashai arrives all the same, which means each vessel which is upon this earth is subject to judgment, man. So let's get to it. I'll be switching back and forth, man, because really that's a powerful image right there, man. And a powerful quote too. Because in fact, even just going into the word dread it, I know I searched it up prior. To dread something, Google definition, it says to anticipate with great apprehension of fear. To be afraid of, to worry about, as it says here. To worry about. So, regard with a great awe or reverence. It says great fear or apprehension. So the key part, it just means to worry about something, man. When you anticipate something, it's like you're thinking about it before it actually happens. Which can be likened onto worrying about things. So Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh, which means the actions of man, how he behaves. Yes, of course, even the thoughts as well, man. He places them. Which thoughts are the precursor to action. So how can a man then understand his own way? Exactly. How can a man understand his own way if man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh? The man would desire to do something one day, but the Most High makes him do another thing the next day, man. On that same day that he plans to do something, but the Most High hinders him and say, okay, no, you're going to take this path here, man. And of course, it's pretty clear, especially when you intend to go somewhere, but the external circumstances always play out, which would then help to basically direct your path, man. That's the Most High directing your path. You ain't really got a choice to it. You can do what you can, but the point is, the Most High is really allowing you to do what you are supposed to do. That's really the point. So, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? But as I said before, man, this is really pertaining to judgment. It could be likened onto this quote. Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Again, judgment arrives all the same. Can be linked to read the heathens, East or Edom, man. Babylon's fall, that's the destiny right there. For the nuclear missiles to hit it, that's one. The heathen nations, our enemies are going to be in servitude under us. And that's also mentioned in Leviticus 25, verse 44 to 46. And there's many things, man, pertaining to the prophecies of the scriptures, of which people have to go through. Even the famines, pestilences, these are forms of judgment too. Now, let's get to it. Another precept here. This is Ecclesiastes 8, verse 8. There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit. So yeah, we ain't got no power here, man. Man getting drunk off of vain power, really. Carnal and earthly power. So where it says there is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death, and there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. So the key part I want to bring out is read the first line within Ecclesiastes 8 and 8. There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, man. So of course, us being in these earthly vessels, we ain't got power right now, man. As the scriptures say, ye are gods, but ye shall die like men, like one of the princes. So of course, that's really referring to us being in these terrestrial and weak bodies right now, man. There's only so much that we can do. We have our limitations, but despite those limitations, through Harakha Kodash, we are strengthened in order to do this work, man, to serve Yahushua and to do greater works in the time to come, as Yahushua said we'll do. All right, let me get to verse 11. So Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Of course, because sentence, which is really the judgment against an evil work, is not executed speedily. Just because consequences are not dealt with fast, people then are inclined to then do more evil. That's the point here. And really, even thinking about the whole journey from like the first few Avengers movies, like Avengers Assemble. Apparently, even Thanos was the one who was sending these he was like the like the mastermind of it all, he was the mastermind because he was sending, there was in Avengers Assemble, for brothers who may have watched it, he was the one in the background sending the army, to invade New York City, man, in that movie, Avengers Assemble. And then I think there was a few more. I think Ultron as well was also under the influence of Thanos without people even realizing as well, because he was the mastermind, man. He was the mastermind. So it was a deeper thing. It was a deeper thing. You can even liken him onto how Yahushua is gonna come as well to bring judgment upon the earth, man. This is all to bring the balance, man, upon the earth, to bring that righteous order. So again, dread it, run from it. So to worry about it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. Really, the people who are running from judgment is really Esau, Edom, man. Again, let's see this. Mountains fall on us. Yeah. So this is Revelation 6 and 16, which is what Esau's gonna really want to do. And he said the mountains, hold on. Revelation 6 and 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Exactly, it says in verse 17, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? That is the question, man. Who shall be able to stand? And that's going to be the only people who are going to be able to stand up, going to be the servants of Yahushua, his servants. The elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushua will be able to stand in that day. In great boldness, as Wisdom of Solomon 5 says. So anyways, man, where it says, and said to the mountains and rocks fall on us, that's really talking about their bunkers, man. I think Switzerland even has bunkers that are embedded into mountains as well. There are also underground bunkers as well. Certain things. I think there's this concept, well, not concepts, but really this. I was gonna say concept. I'm trying to look for another word, but there's this idea of underground cities, which really is not just an idea. They actually have constructions of underground cities and networks. Which Esau Edom plan to use, man. Especially when the nuclear missile fallout happens. So that's what's referring to the mountains and the rocks. Talking about the bunkers of which the elites will use. So yeah. Even in verse 15, just to get a bit of the context, it says, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, man. So yeah, that's talking about underground bunkers, man. That's the thing. Even the lower level, certain Edomites are trying to flip and hide in bunkers as well. And when I say lower level, they're still high, but in terms of riches and whatnot. But in terms of the riches of the elites of Esau, Edom, which are like trillionaire level, there's pretty much nothing, anyways. But those who are building bunkers, them on the lower end of the Edomite spectrum, but still have enough to sustain themselves with their riches. But anyways, it's because the reason why I mentioned that is because it says, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, man. So that's when Esau Edom trusts in his riches. But of course, as Jake was supposed to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. No, but anyways, the point is, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us. So yeah, that's the underground bunkers, man. In fact, let's get this one as well as an extra supporting precept on that. So yeah, this is I read from verse 1. Amos 9:1. I saw the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel on the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword, and he that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So whatever underground bunkers they have, again, that goes into digging into hell, they dig into the ground, or space stations that they got, up there. They're trying to do space hotels right now, if you do research on it. That's part of Esau's ambitions, to have space hotels up there. Yeah. That's really referring, again, underground bunkers, digging into hell. And then when it says, though they climb up to heaven, that's all about the space stations and, space hotels or whatnot. But the thing is, the Most High is going to bring them down, as it says, thence will I bring them down. So that's really their destiny, man. Despite them dreading the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, trying to run from it, their destiny, which is servitude to Israel, before they're then exterminated, as it says in Obadiah 1, for about verse 18. Their destiny is to serve Israel, man, until their time is to be exterminated. Remember Doctor Who, the UK show, based on time travel, fighting aliens as well. You would always say, there was always these machines that said exterminate. If you probably search up on YouTube, you'll see they're called Daleks. But anyways, the same way they were saying exterminate, that's the same way Esau's going to be exterminated too. He ain't gonna have an easy time. Why do you think he's gonna be dreading it, man? Dreading his downfall. He's gonna be running away from the judgment of Yahweh Shim Yashah, of course, metaphorically speaking. Because literally, I mean, yeah, technically, you could say he's gonna literally be running as well, because he's gonna be running into those bunkers, man. Now it says destiny arrives all the same, man. So judgment arrives all the same, man. As I keep reiterating the point, which is the point of this video, anyways, man. And that's just for Esau, Edom as well, man. So before I get a few more, let's get this, because the more size war is what happens at the end of the day. Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. So this is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So of course, if the Most High says something will happen, it will happen. If a certain vessel has to die on this date, that very second, it will happen. That's the point. There's no one of whom will say, nope, that ain't happening. No. The Most High is called Allah Shadyar, Power Almighty, demon-like power for a reason. He is the one above all. As I said just now, he is. He is the one above all. And he is literally the meaning of his name. Yahweh means he is, he exists, or he is to be. So of course, Most High is Most High Father, man. He's the ultimate power above all, man. Imagine we're talking about the one who created. He gave the blueprint for the creation of the whole universe, man. If you want more understanding on that, really you go watch the Apostle Hard breakdown of Genesis 1. And that was done beautifully. But anyways, that's for another video. And let's continue. So Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So all these Christians talking about, whenever something bad happens to them, or maybe they may get like a little injury or something, family members dies, or whatever type of negative experience they may have, they say it was Satan, man, on the left hand side. No. Satan is under the command of the Most High Yahweh. It was Yahweh who ordained those negative experiences that you've had, man. Which really, it depends on your perspective. Certain times, those so-called negative experiences are simply just opportunities to get stronger, and also to, as a learning process too. Or in other words, it could have been judgment as well, man, from what you did in that life or in your past life, man. So the point of this precept here is that the Most High power, man, he's the one above all. He's the one above all. All right, so thinking on our precept. Let's get on to Jake now, man. Because Jake also, they're especially Teeth specifically, they're gonna have to face their judgment, man. Hold on. Unless in that Peter somewhere or something. Judgment. Alright, so it says here, 1 Peter 4 and 17, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. That's bad. So it must begin with Israel. Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, as well as speckled bird, man. The judgment starts with you lot. Why do you think it's called Jacob's trouble in Jeremiah 13:7? And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end? What shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel? So the sinners. You know what's going to be the end of them? In fact, we already know the mind state. they're gonna be affected by those things of which are useful for judgment, man. Now let's get that. Let's get that as well. All right. So Ecclesiasticus 40. Okay, 40. Then get some key parts here. So Sirach, Ecclesiasticus is also known as Sirach. So Sirach chapter 40 verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things. Their imagination of things to come and day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart. So of course, as soon as man is born upon this earth, entering again earth, as it says, mother of all things, referring to earth, they start to have these fearful thoughts, man. Like, oh no, what if this happens here, this happens there, death is gonna happen. You start getting anxious and very over much paranoid about things as well, man. Which really in this day and age, paranoia is something that will help you out, man. Just read through the scriptures. It's called really having prudence, foresight, and being circumspect as well. But anyways, that's just to have a healthy level of paranoia. But the point here is talking about their imagination. So Ecclesiasticus 40 and 2, their imagination of things to come. So future events that hasn't even happened, man. It says, on the day of death, trouble their thoughts. It's like, what if this happens? What if that happens? How can a person die? Imagine if someone just died like that. All these thoughts on death and things of the future, man. It says cause fear of heart. Now, I want to get to the point here. So that's verse 1 and 2. Let's see. I'll read verse 9 and 10. So death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So of course, they're the wicked are the ones of whom they should be stressing out, man. They should be the one dreading things to come, because those things that are listed, as I said, calamities, the scourge, the sword, death, as it says, the death and bloodshed and strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. All of those things were created for the wicked, man, to punish the sinner. Even earlier on, it says here, it says here in verse 8, such things happen unto all flesh, but both man and beast, that is sevenfold more upon sinners, which means sinners are the ones who worry about these things the most, because they're the ones who are most subject to Yahweh's judgment, man. So you dread it, run from it. Israel's going to be dreading it, worrying about it. Mainly the sinners of our people, which again, these are the 2/3. And when I say 2/3, let's just get some clarity here. Zechariah 13, verse 8. So Zechariah 13 and 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So of course, them 2/3 are really the wicked of Israel, man. They're the ones who haven't been given, the Harachah Kodash, to serve Yahweh Shama and really gain salvation. So yeah, they're going to be dreading it. Yahweh Bashim Yasha's judgment. They're going to try and run away from it in whatever means, which really they can't run away from it. It's all just, how can I say this? Really, the running away is just entertainment in the grand scheme of things, because that's how the Most High will be laughing at their calamity as well when their fear cometh. As Proverbs 1 mentions. And destiny arrives all the same, man. Gotta keep that in mind. Destiny arrives all the same. Alright, so let me get another one here. Then I'm gonna close it out. Okay, let's see. It's 17 and 15. So it says, I'll start from verse 14. So Ecclesiasticus 17 and 14, also known as Sirach 17 and 14. And he said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness. And he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. Their ways are ever before him, before Yahweh, Bashem Yahshua, and shall not be hid from his eyes. So he sees these things, man. He sees these things. He sees every man's actions, man. And you gotta realize again, man, man's goings off the law. So if the Most High has it in his will for a certain man to, go off, then that's in his will, man. You won't be able to fight it off. That's why we gotta pray for the grace and mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. That's gonna be it, man. As it says here, Ecclesiasticus 17 and 15. It says, their ways are ever before him. So he's always seeing it, man. He's always seeing what everyone's doing in secret and out in the open, of course. And shall not be hid from his eyes. So the Most High is always having, he's always seeing everything and he's hearing everything, man. So that's really the point right there, man. And because of the fact that he hears and he sees everything, that's why judgment is assigned, man. To whom it applies for, man. That's why we pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua for mercy whenever he does judge us for what we did in our past lives as well. So yeah, once more, dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same, man. Judgment gonna happen to Esau, judgment gonna happen to the heathen nations, and judgment is especially gonna happen to Jake, man, the 2/3 of Jake. So that destiny, that judgment arrives all the same. Everyone's got to suffer for it, especially the fact that we're on earth right now. Everyone on earth got to be subject to it some way, somehow. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there, Akim. Shalom and Yahweh Bashem Yahshai Barakatham.